Everyone has the right to work happily, and people with disabilities are no exception. To this end, the world is striving to promote the rights of persons with disabilities, enhancing their self-reliance through work and social participation. The UNCRPD stipulates that persons with disabilities should fully and equally enjoy all human rights and fundamental freedoms. In country level, mandatory employment system, which mandates hiring a certain percentage of employees with disabilities, has been implemented, including Korea, France, Germany, and Japan. 103 countries have adopted, and 63 countries have implemented quota, ranging from 2 to 5%. With mandatory employment legislation and the Act on the Prohibition of Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities, Korea strives to create a social environment free of disability discrimination. Now, we will take a closer look at the disability employment policy of Korea. The policy began to be debated since the 1988 Seoul Paralympics. In 1990, the Act on the Promotion of Employment of Persons with Disabilities was enacted, and KEAD was established afterwards. Initially, there were 5 types of disabilities, but now they have been expanded to 15, and the number of beneficiaries is gradually increasing as well. Mandatory employment system, the key to the Korea disability employment policy, obligates state, public institutions, and enterprises to hire a certain percentage of persons with disabilities. The mandatory employment rate is 3.4% for the state, local governments, and public institutions, and 3.1% for private enterprises. The rate, which started at 2% in the early stage, has been incrementally adjusted upwards. According to the Act, a levy is imposed on business owners who do not comply with the mandatory employment rate. If a business owner hiring over 100 employees per month fails to reach the quota, they must pay a levy. When calculating the levy, a base amount is used, which is officially announced by the Minister of Employment and Labor every year. In conjunction with the minimum wage, the levy is divided into 5 stages, and the lower the employment rate, the bigger the base amount is applied with additional rates. Conversely, a business owner who exceeded the rate can receive a subsidy in a differentiated manner, according to the gender and degree of disabilities. In particular, a greater amount of the subsidy for females and people with severe disabilities is paid, compared to that of men and people with mild disabilities. Now, we will introduce KEAD's various support services. First, KEAD supports the employment for persons with disabilities. We deliver tailored services, including counseling, vocational skills evaluation, job placement, and work adaptation. In particular, we provide assistive technology devices and personal assistance services to help them pursue their professional life. Meanwhile, KEAD also offers vocational training services to nurture skills and meet the demand from the corporate world. By operating 5 vocational competency development institutes, 7 customized training centers, and 19 vocational training centers for persons with developmental disabilities, KEAD conducts various vocational training programs. Vocational Competency Development Institute is the only boarding-type institute for persons with disabilities, and all training programs are sponsored by the government. Customized Training Center and Vocational Training Center for persons with developmental disabilities featuring actual working environment provide training services tailored to specific jobs. There are also services for employers. KEAD conducts comprehensive consulting, which analyzes the current state of employment and job duties, and discovers tasks that may be suitable for persons with disabilities. KEAD also carries out free environmental improvement support for facilities installation, equipment, and financial assistance in the form of loans to create decent jobs. For business owners employing a large number of persons with disabilities, can receive various benefits by certifying themselves as a standard workplace. In particular, large enterprises such as Samsung, LG, and SK have established standard workplaces as their subsidiaries to create decent jobs for persons with disabilities. In addition, since 2018, all employers and employees are obliged to carry out disability awareness education. By doing so, KEAD strives to create stable working conditions and extends employment opportunities. Furthermore, we conduct various research and development employment models to cultivate experts at home and abroad. As a result of hard work over the 30 years, the employment rate of persons with disabilities in Korea is 48%, which is the upper intermediate level among major OECD countries. However, challenges remain. In a rapidly changing environment, the population with disabilities is aging increasingly, and the degree of disability in the working population of young ages gets severer. To this end, KEAD will extend employment opportunities for people with severe disabilities and create a society where everyone can demonstrate abilities through work. We will do our best so that the value of being together can shine.